Long time no see. The eclipse, I wanted to do a video through the signs. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Okay. Get them all mixed up. Oh, they don't want to come apart. Let's just go with it. Let me see if I like this lighting. I got a little light up top here. I think this one's more my season. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna do some shuffling. Just been a little busy. Like even now, things are going down where I have to kind of, change and transform and all this stuff. So I've just been a little busy, but I'm still reading. So I'm gonna go from Aries to Pisces because that's how it goes, and then we're gonna timestamp it later. Hope you're well. I was on the road. I was coming back home, and I'm like, you know what? Oh, my light went off. Oh well. I was like, you know what? I feel like doing a reading. All right. And personally, I was called to draw some cards for myself earlier. And the cards that I got were, I guess, supposed to be about myself, and they were the Knight of Wands and the Princess of Cups, and I didn't like that, and I really had to explore why I didn't like that, and I didn't want that for myself. I didn't want that to be my energy. And so I've been kind of doing some introspection about that. I don't know, do you ever come up as a signifier that you don't feel comfortable with, or is any signifier really feeling good to you? Is it always just like a disappointing feeling being defined? Like being defined as one thing. Disappointing to me. So what about all these other things that I want to be and embody? What about all this other stuff that I feel? I'm the kind of person who doesn't like saying to the moon and back. Like, I love you to the moon and back, because I feel like, why just to the moon and back? Like, what? Why you gotta put limits on it? Like, alright. Yeah, the Queen of Wands is coming up in the shuffle quite a bit here. So, I guess let's wait. I have one more I want to shuffle. I have one more deck I want to shuffle. Yeah, I still read. And if you want to reach out to me for a reading, go ahead. Reach out to me for a reading. But, just haven't been doing these. It takes a lot of energy. And the energy exchange for these doesn't always feel terrific, because there's also, you feel the waves of other people's judgments on you. So it's not always like a nice energy exchange, but sometimes it feels worth it. And I like you guys. I don't think it's a bad energy exchange with you. So it's the Scorpio full moon eclipse. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I'm just going to go with whatever comes out. For Aries. Choosing a new direction. Oh, wow. Wow. Aries, something felt unfair. You might have felt like somebody was dominating your decision making. Or you chose a path that wasn't leading where you hoped it would at first. You felt like locked into something. You felt like dominated by the situation. Something wasn't working out with another person. And you tied yourself to this idea, to this path. And you sat and you waited. And you had the passion and love in your heart to do this. And perhaps like somebody dropped out of a financial situation, or you took a financial hit that seemed unfair to you. Or maybe there was a fight about money. Maybe you felt like somebody was too controlling with your money. So you might be working towards closing out a financial agreement with somebody, changing up a physical matter that involves 3. There's conflict here. There might be some bickering about some passionate kind of disagreements surrounding money, stability, and who's investing what into a connection. I don't know if I shuffled these enough, but I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, here you are. Yeah, you wanted to. You felt good, and you felt really strongly pulled to a connection. If it was you kind of dominating this situation, it's because you cared so much. You had so much love for this situation. And maybe it's hard letting go of that and looking towards something new. Here we got the Tower again. Like you were coming from a light place, like really a passionate place, but maybe your passion is being thought of as being pushy to somebody here, but it's just you have love for whoever this is, for this situation, for this agreement. You're invested in it, not just monetarily. You want dreams to come true here, and for dreams to come true, you feel like you have to really stick to a plan. You have to, bring your heart and your energy to it. Let me see. What's going on here? What's that? Yeah, just, let me see. Something was mismanaged. The physical aspects of this, even though there's love for the connection, and you still believe that there is an opportunity to rebuild stronger. Yeah, there's love in this situation. You're not going to let it go. Even if something felt unfair, you're going to get over it and try again. You didn't have all the resources to monetarily make this work, and instead ended up in a loss. Ended up kind of having to pull your resources together even tighter to kind of tighten up quite a bit instead. But I don't see you giving up, even though the Tower fell. I see you rebuilding in the same area. I think you're going to give it a second shot and maybe try to fortify the foundation of this. Because there is love in this situation. You feel like, hey, it's still new. You know, we could still work with this. We're going to take it and we're going to take the pieces and we're going to try to build something new with this. We're going to take this spot and we're going to try to do something else with it. Keep it. Yeah. Well, peace. Justice. I am judgment. I am the acquittal. You got justice over there, but it was reversed. So something felt like it wasn't fair. Something fell apart because of like a judgment made here. And you see in this card, the tears are watering the new growth. So that's what I have for you. Good luck. I know you care about this. I don't think you're going to just like let it go. Like I think you're going to keep on going with it. There it is. Okay, on to Taurus. Okay, oh, Taurus. It's a heavy burden, but still might be residual from Aries. Heavy burden, but you're still dead set on carrying it. Hell or high water. You made a commitment. Alright. Man, I hope the card shuffling, I know I'm doing it kind of aggressively. I hope it's not too much for your ears. Taurus. Oof. Okay, Taurus, somebody pissed you off. Some King of Wands reversed piece of something. I gotta say piece of something. Some in and out. You thought this was stable and passionate and it was going places. And now you find yourself having a, you know, maybe it was an anger issue. Maybe it's just like the way they deal with their emotions or something like that. It just makes it too hard to deal with this person. And so you decided you want to cut them off. You decided, this isn't for me. I know it's for me. This isn't for me. And I'm going to go towards something that is for me. This is too much. This is too much bullshit. You are looking towards some new ideas that you are excited about. Maybe this thing was more about passion than other things. Maybe it's hard. Maybe it was hard to say goodbye to this King of Wands energy because it was so passionate, not just in like anger, but also in more beneficial ways to you. And you were kind of lying to yourself about how tumultuous this was until now. Now it needs to be addressed. So to stand in your power, you need to make that decision. And instead of sneaking off, you might have told him so. You might have told him how you feel. But I'm telling you, this guy could probably take it. They might fly off the handle a little bit at first, but they could take it. Yeah. There was like an internal struggle about this you were hiding. But intellectually, you're kind of checking out for a minute. So I want to look at these new ideas you have for what you do want in your life. You don't want to talk to this person, do you? If it went really bad with this person, you're blocking. You think that if they want to apologize, they could just stuff their sorries in a sack because I'm not into it. I don't need your insincere, I'm here, like, inappropriate, like, you're inadequate. I'm hearing just, like, juvenile, like, I don't need your sorry. It's like, I don't need that. I know better now. Like, I've been lying to myself this much just to keep you around. Yeah, somebody really put you off here. And you have been intellectually chewing this over for a while, and you might have finally said something to them. But this was passionate in another way, too, that was kind of fulfilling, perhaps. But something crossed the line here, and now you have hit the threshold of being more excited about other things. Like, you're moving somewhere else now. Sorry, I'm sitting on my legs, and that could be tiresome. Yeah, I have a chair there and a desk, but I'm not using it. Okay. What was revealed to you this eclipse is so glaring that you just can't even, you can't lie to yourself about it anymore. You can't lie to anybody else about it. You gotta speak your truth. And I feel like you're feeling good about yourself in this situation. Like it's not, I messed up, it's you messed up. This is a you problem. You could feel excited about somebody you haven't been talking to. Somebody you've kind of been daydreaming about. Somebody who you still hold feelings for, but have kind of not been acting on it. Like, there's somebody else you might be thinking about. Ooh. But you don't want to talk about that. There might have been somebody who kind of brushed off and was like, man, no, this probably wouldn't work out. I don't know. But you still feel kind of stuck on them. You feel like there's an avenue that you haven't traveled that you still kind of want to explore. There are some emotions here that you want to see what those are like. How those go. Before, it may have felt like a bit of a risk. If it's something like traveling or something, like, it could also be in a more like simple way. It could be you really want to do something, but you're having car trouble. Or you really want to, like, go somewhere, but you feel stuck where you are. You feel impotent in some area here, but not in the way you feel about it. Like, that's still strong. Something just real, like a piece of paper, not a piece of paper's holding you back. Well, maybe it's money, I don't know. There's just something temporarily holding you, like blocking you like in your way from exploring whatever this is. And you might feel like tearing some things down. You might be weighing what kind of things you might want to do to tear that block down. Yeah. There could be something about a job, something about, like, it could even be a living situation that you want to completely kind of revamp, redo, renovate. Something's got to give here. Something's got to change, and you're making some solid, like you're making decisions about it now. You're considering revealing those plans so you can actually move forward. And that's what I have for you, Taurus. Yeah, you feel stuck in a connection. You feel stuck in a kind of arrangement here. But I don't think you're going to take that for very much longer, the way these cards look. Yeah, the Empress. You're making a choice. You're making possibly a financial choice. It has something to do with the material here. And you might be worried about how you're viewed about it, but I don't think that's really stopping you from much here. You can't take this anymore. Something's got to change. Okay. Gemini. What's going on, Gemini? I'm getting a feeling like somebody or something's like into you and you're just like not feeling it. It's unrequited. Whatever this is, it's unrequited. Somebody's knocking on your door, or, I mean, could be vice versa. Yeah. Could be a friendship. Could be something who's trying to learn something from you. Somebody who's kind of new at something. They're just jumping out. And you're like, no, I think I've seen enough. I think I've had enough of this. I'm going to move on now. Yeah. You have other things on your mind you want to go towards right now. But I do feel like this is a friend group. If this isn't a friend group, this could be an energy of somebody really leaning into their assertive side of their nature. And maybe if you had some options, choosing one and maybe leaving another behind that you see a little differently than you did before. Like you may have been into before, but you're like, I like this one more now. I'm going to go with this one. And you might be cutting some people off, maybe not, I don't know. It might just be as simple as you walking away. And it makes you feel good that you can do these like you can make these decisions now. You could take these choices without having too much guilt over this. You could leave the party and feel fine about that. You know when you've had enough. And I think that is a good feeling for you, Gemini. I'm also getting the feeling like you know, I don't know if I'm saying this right. But when you are the expert in the room. Like if you're the person who knows the most about a thing in the room, you don't want to be in that room anymore. You want to be in a room where you're willing to grow. You don't want to be in a room with people who need to learn from you about the subject. Like you want to be in a room where you can learn about a subject, you know? Not saying that like you're an expert or superior to other people. It's not like that. It's more like going from teacher to student. You're in a position now where you feel like, I want to take in some new ideas. I don't want to share mine for now. I've given and now I'm ready to receive. But from an empowered place, this is not like I don't know. This is coming from an empowered place. You don't feel bad about this. You feel like it's time. I want to learn something new. I no longer feel good about people coming to me for this all the time. I want to pursue something else. I want to pursue new knowledge. I want to invest in myself for a minute. I think that's what's good for me. And I'm hearing, and my brand. So, I don't think you want to talk about what it is, though, yet. The moon. That's not ready to be revealed yet. Maybe in a month, maybe 6, maybe a year. I don't know. They'll hear about it when you're ready. You'll show sides of it until you're ready. I don't know if you're going to reveal the whole thing ever. But when you're ready, you'll reveal parts of it. Okay. So what are you transforming? What are you taking the lesson? What are you... It's like learning something that you feel your soul's drawn to, you're connected to at a soul level. It's like coming back to something, even if you are learning more about a subject you just dabbled in. It feels natural, it feels right, it feels fulfilling to you. Or a connection. You know, it could be like that. What is this? Yeah, it could very well be a connection. Yeah, I'm getting the energy of somebody who doesn't know as much about life or a certain area of life as you do, and you are not into it. You've seen enough and you are truly ready to release this. Like, you are truly ready to be like, cool, I'm done. I have other things I wanna go towards right now. And it's not even that like you're angry at them or anything. I think it's just like, I can't be in this energy anymore. I need something else in my life. This doesn't make me feel good after I engage with it, you know? Okay. Yeah, there are other things you want to water in your life. There are other relationships you want to nurture, and you want to drop something. You're hearing the call, you're answering it. You don't want to feel stuck in a situation that feels like it's free falling into like stagnant, how do I even explain how this is feeling? Like they're about to fall into some of the grossest, nastiest water. They're having a good time, but they're like this close from just landing in this water. And I'm getting like the feeling of like somebody feeling about it. I've got the Three of Cups twice, by the way. There's a feeling about it. It's not even reversed, but I'm still getting the feeling about it as though it's like, sharks circling it. There's like brain eating amoeba in it. It's like you don't want to be in that water. Like you feel like, I just don't feel like this is for me. Like I don't like where this is going. I feel like you have a sense of humor about whatever this is, like about how you feel about the situation though. Like I think you have been making some jokes to yourself about how you feel this is going. It's like burdensome, but you have a sense of humor with yourself about it. I don't even think you could talk to other people about it. Like, I don't know if you could really, like, yeah, people would think you were kind of mean or something. I don't know. Like, it wouldn't fly. It wouldn't go well. Yeah, you've seen enough. The wind is carrying you to a different kind of group, a different kind of vibe, a different kind of intellectual area of learning, expertise, stuff like that. Like I feel like, I think you get it. I think you get the point. If this resonates, you know already. You're over it. Alright. That's what I have for Gemini. Oh, look at her peeking up. She was like peeking out from the other cards. The Queen of Wands there. I'm like, yep. You know me. You're answering the call to drop it. All right. So we got Cancer next, right? Okay. I wonder if some Cancers are dealing with Taurus, or if you have Cancer and Taurus in your chart. For you, I'm feeling like you've seen enough of a situation too. And like it might be like you are going to go into something and you are like, I don't know about this. I'm kind of, yeah, you have some insight into a person in charge of the situation that you don't feel good about. And so if an offer was made, or an idea of something more permanent, more stable was made, you're kind of backing internally from it. Like the idea of it isn't as appealing and you're kind of like, It's the vibes I'm getting from what I can see of the shuffle. And there's also like an energy of feeling good where you are and feeling like if I make this offer, sure, I might feel fulfilled in some ways, possibly monetarily, some kind of, you know, some more material and physical ways, but internally I don't feel ready to move on from where I am. I feel independent. I feel secure in myself. I don't know if I'm ready to depend on this other person who I've seen some things that tipped me off to some things I don't feel comfortable with. Is what I'm getting just from the shuffle. Like, yeah, this is something where I'm supposed to, like level up from. I'm supposed to feel good about this. I'm supposed to feel like graduating. I'm supposed to feel good about graduating, but I feel so good like I'm a senior now, and I feel good about myself in this position with this kind of title. I'm a senior, like this whole vibe of being this. Leveling up puts me again at the bottom, and even if it wasn't that, I feel so good where I am. I don't want anything else coming in to make that feel less special, and I don't want to change. I don't know. There's something you're hesitant to go towards, and there's something you're not feeling good about moving on from. There's like a cycle that you're supposed to be closing out and feeling good because you're moving up, but something about it, I like where I am is what it's feeling like. I like who I am. I like where I am. I don't necessarily want to bring others into doing that. I don't necessarily want to change my situation, even if it means growth, is what I'm getting. And you might seem kind of cold to other people at this time because you're having these emotions, and you might be just kind of intellectualizing things and being kind of surface level seemingly with people, and they're like, why isn't Cancer letting me in emotionally? And you feel like you have to because you're not feeling good about something that, I don't know if you feel like you could share. You feel guarded. You feel guarded about it. I don't know if you feel good about sharing. Like, that's a theme going on. People not feeling good about sharing what they're feeling with what they don't want and what they do want. Like, I feel like got some nines. Yeah, something's coming to a close, but something about it, even if it seems like it would be a positive thing, you're like, ugh, there's something I don't like about this. You're holding off on letting go of something. Kind of turning it over in your mind. Relief, release, but also like, hey, I'm comfortable with this. For some of you, it's a relationship. There's something about it you intellectually and intuitively understand. And you don't know if you want to take it to the next level, but you might be going through the motions anyway. For some of you, it might be a job or a title. And maybe, yeah, it's like moving up or something like that, like a promotion or some kind of like thing that's supposed to feel good, but you're like, what I've seen of the situation, I don't know if it's going to feel like that for me. You're hesitant towards this change. A choice, a relationship, an agreement. You feel like putting on the brakes, even if it does mean kind of putting the brakes on something that seems like it's supposed to be growth to you. It's the end of a cycle in some way. And I feel like for some of you, it feels like it's supposed to be a positive thing, but you're not totally sold on that narrative. You're not totally into it. but I think you're questioning and turning it over in your mind to try to see if it's just because you feel comfortable. Maybe it's a fear of change, or maybe it's like, is there something really that I'm seeing? I don't want to kind of ignore my intuition, I think is something you're turning over in your mind. Yeah, you don't know if you're listening to your intuition or your anxiety for some of you. And it's heavy, this internal struggle. And you want to do the right thing too. Like, this is going on. And it almost feels like to put on the brakes would feel selfish, even if it doesn't involve other people. Like, for some reason, there's some kind of feeling of, I feel bad because I don't feel good about this new thing. Like, I don't know, there's a whole internal struggle here, Cancer. A lot of it is how you're thinking about things, and you're not sure if it's your intuition or anxiety about a connection, a title. Is it just me? Is what I'm feeling like. My feet, my legs have fallen asleep. I'm like slowly melting out of camera frame, but I'm just, my legs are falling asleep. Oh, yeah, you got the moon too. Okay, well, you have to move into this new cycle. I don't think you can really stall it for long. People will help you through it, and people, I feel like somebody will be there for you through it. Possibly a Taurus moon. Or maybe this could be telling you to check in on the situation and how you feel about it next month during the Taurus moon. Right now we have the Taurus sun opposed to the Scorpio moon, the eclipse, but give it some time. I wonder, the eclipse, because we're up to the last eclipses in the Scorpio Taurus axis. It may have something to do with that. Don't we have another eclipse coming in for Taurus later on? Well, in any case, you don't have that much control of the situation. You have to move on. You're moving into this new cycle. I do see definite emphasis on a Taurus eclipse, or here's the zodiac, Taurus moon. Look at this. So check in on yourself during that time and see how the situation has progressed or changed. You are being led into a whole new kind of way of life. A whole new personhood and a whole new cycle of growth. And yeah, that's uncomfortable. So do check in on yourself. Yeah. There's something you're not sure. You're not sure about, and it's making you pretty upset about it. And you may feel alone because you feel like you can't share these feelings, like it might be something you're supposed to feel happy about. Ground. Ground. If you can, play in the ocean this summer. And be present. If you have to move with the current of the universe, make sure to check in on yourself and be present with yourself. And aligned with your emotions. Okay, Cancer. You're being pushed through this growth. There's something about it you're not sure about, but you still have to move through it. You have to move with the current. It's taking you with anyway. As disappointing as that could be in some ways, just see how it's going later on in the year. You know what? Let me get my ephemeris. Okay, so apparently I carried my ephemeris someplace else and just kind of left it there, and I have to look for that. Or my kid was looking at it. But in any case, there's a partial lunar eclipse in Taurus, 5 degrees Taurus, October 28th, 2023, right? Yeah. Which kind of helps close out for good the Taurus North Node transit there. Check in with yourself in the end of October and see how you feel about things. So, by the way, my kid's a Cancer. Cancer son. Cut a crib. Okay, so moving on from Cancer to Leo. What's going on with you, Leo? Oh, I hear a sigh like, oh, I'm just... Like, I see strength with the Lovers. Oh, I'm just... letting Spirit guide me. Oh, I'm just listening to my intuition, being guided by my heart. Having a light-hearted approach, Leo. I'm hearing a lion-hearted approach, Leo. No matter what comes your way, no matter how stuck you might feel in some ways, you're just kind of going with the flow. Yeah. I'm getting a whole, oh, I'm just feeling. Which is good. It's a good thing. Asserting your will as well as kind of like listening to the direction Spirit's calling you to go. Working with your body, your spirit, and your environment to make changes, and working with all of these things to move forward is what I'm getting with oh, I'm just good stuff. No, you're just intellectualizing your disappointment and holding back on a matter and choosing a new direction. I'm just disappointed in an agreement, but I'm working the best I can to work with spirit in my environment to find opportunities. You're also just trying to hold back on any kind of negativity and any kind of heavy energy that might anchor you to an energy that you can. How do I describe this? I was feeling something like this earlier. I'm a Leo moon. I was feeling something like this earlier, and I was actually saying something out loud about it, if I could remember what I... The heaviness. That heavy energy. You don't want that tugging at you. Oh, I wish I could think of exactly how I put it before, but I know exactly what this is. You don't have time for the disappointment. You're intellectualizing things. But not just like intellectualizing, you're also like, you're trying to have a higher mind of it so your spirit could kind of, and your intuition could kind of float above it and see into a future you feel more comfortable with and kind of align with that. And to do this, there are some things that you're just trying to like not let touch you. You're trying not to solidify the heavier energies. You're trying not to... You feel like you have to go with the flow. And you might be blocking somebody also. There could be a disappointment in a connection. You're disappointed on how something went and you're blocking somebody out, blocking out your feelings, blocking out your connection to them. Like, I feel like this might be happening outside you. Like there's a person that you're blocking out and you're refusing to, but I think this is also inside you. Seeing something within and not wanting to feed that, not wanting to be weighed down by that, because that will anchor you to a timeline you don't want to materialize, is what I'm getting here. So you're just, and keep doing it, you know? Because hanging around and in this energy, you're aware of it already. It's not like you're blocking it out in a way that you don't see it. You're just trying to align yourself the best way you know how to something else. To something else you feel better about. You're looking towards new opportunities for material growth. And you know that there are things you left and let go of that were really important to you at some point, but you made that sacrifice and you don't want to be pulled down into an energy that's going to solidify the energies you left. The type of thoughts and feelings and binding, you know. You have an idea of where you want to go, and you are demonstrating your commitment to that plan. You have a clear idea of what you want, and you know that means coming from here and working with your environment and working with yourself, working on yourself, and looking at things, but not dwelling in them. And keep doing it. It's not always easy, but you know what you're doing, Leo. You have a clear idea of what's happening here. And you know that you can't let the disappointments pull you down into an energy that will solidify the very things that you tried so hard to move on from. Yeah. You want to move in your playful light energy, and you're trying really hard to block off reactions. You don't want to, again, how do I say this? There's an energy that I'm trying to find the words for. You don't want to act on, not depression. You don't want to act in sadness. You don't want to act in insecurity. Like I feel like this is really deliberate, because you know what kind of life that's gonna materialize into. I think you're trying to make a conscious effort, and I don't like. I'm aware of toxic positivity, and I'm not saying just love and light your way out of difficult emotions and stuff, like things you should look. I think this is not that. It's there's awareness of the whole thing, and it is very deliberate. There's a lot of introspection going on here, and you feel like you need to be light as air to navigate this. And that means a certain level of control of yourself, where you're not moving forward with like a night energy with imbalance, or in a way that doesn't align, or yeah, you're just trying to be light as air with this. You have a clear idea of where you want to go. Even when you're not feeling good, I feel like you're making a conscious effort not to act from that place. Yeah. You want to get over that disappointment, and you don't feel like staying in it's going to help you do that. Yeah. So you're letting go of any kind of thing that's going to, yeah. I got you. And you got you. You know. Just keep going with it. You know what you're doing. You know where you want to go. You have a clear idea. I'm not going to change your mind. I don't even think I want to. Okay, Leo. Wait. Let me see. Ah, the sun. Awareness. Right? Nice. I like it. Let me see. Come forward to me and establish great ones among the small. Come forward to childhood. I don't know. Some of you might be like doing work with like angels, if you're into that sort of thing. Or like spirit guides, or like trying to tap into, question, or access your higher self. You're trying to tune into a current of consciousness greater than yourself to help you navigate this. When I mean like light as air, I'm kind of getting that vibe too. You want to be guided by a broader perspective. All right. There could be like ancestral stuff too. Okay. Now on to Virgo. Now. Virgo, you are sitting comfortably emotionally by yourself. Well, maybe not so much, huh? Looking at things that made you very unhappy, things that weren't fair, things that at once you thought were attractive, and now if you see them, you'd be happy to cut them out. I think you're looking at the past and exploring your feelings about things and highlighting things you like about being alone. I think you're doing some time traveling there. Yeah. Some of you might be feeling very comfortable alone right now. There's a truth that you feel like people might not understand about you in that way. And you hold off from telling people about it because it's a little unconventional. A lot of people don't understand that sort of thing, maybe. Alright, you think that they might not. Or they might think negatively of you over it. Some of you might be worried about your housing situation. Oh, right on top 3 of them. Heartbreak, slowly moving forward. Oh my gosh. A partnership has ended. There was some heartache, some Virgo. You've got the 9 of Swords. Virgo, you got the 3 of Swords. But something's still lingering here. Like, here in the 3rd dimension, in the day-to-day, you're still trudging along through this. You're carrying on. One foot in front of the other. I'm getting breakup vibes for sure. My legs are asleep again. Excuse me. Whew. Some of you might feel like... Oh gosh, hold on a moment. My legs are truly asleep and I need to address this. Okay, I changed the camera angle so I could sit with my legs a different way. Anyway. So there's a connection that ended, or a choice that was made that didn't end up the way you hoped it would, and it left you feeling and thinking some really negative things. I see efforts being made towards somebody else who maybe turned their back on you. You see how this is going here? But it's like a slow effort. Like trying to reach someone. For some of you, depending on what this is, somebody is trying to either somebody's trying to put one foot in front of the other after this event and is moving along, trying to make the best decisions for themselves and not be, you're not the only one I'm getting this for. It's like a theme to this eclipse. Mind over heart, kind of, It's cliche. You know what they say about the Queen of Swords? She's been hurt before, you know, that sort of thing. And when you see it like this, when you see these swords in this heart, and you see this person trudging along with their sword like this afterwards, how else are you going to take that as somebody who's been hurt and is kind of trying to make the right choices for them with their mind instead of their heart, because their heart hurts, because they're still healing. There's nothing wrong with that. We all do sometimes. But it's a slow process, and either somebody is trying to move slowly and carefully through that energy for themselves, or somebody is moving through that energy trying to reach somebody who turned their back on them and maybe build trust, or this is somebody trying to do this with you, slowly trying to build a relationship back from this heartache and loss, trying to establish some stable footing in your life again after this. For some of you, something ended and you're trying to find your stability again. And you're trying to do that mindfully and not let in anything manipulative and hurtful and harmful into your life. I still do get that feeling that there's something about being alone that you really prefer right now as you look back on things. I don't think that's contradicting that message. Alright. Yeah, you're healing, you're resting. And you're manifesting. Oh gosh, what are you manifesting though? Oh no, that's what that message is for early. Okay, all right. Listen. Yeah, they say hurt people hurt people. Be careful about manifesting an energy in your life where you're moving forward and being kind of ruthless because you've been hurt. I know that is also very cliche, but the message, I'm Virgo rising, the message I got earlier with this guy, I didn't like the message and I didn't want to align with it, blah, blah. But it's going to mess with your future agreements and relationships with other people, even if you don't really feel like getting into any. It's unavoidable. To do well in life, you have to involve others in your life. So while you might think, well, I don't want romantic relationships anyway. I'm just going to do me. I'm going to be me. And I'm not going to accept any less into my life. Blah, blah, blah. But it is going to affect your life, because romantic relationships aren't your only relationships. And you may start to come off with this manifestation through your healing where you seem like a bully and a tyrant in some regards. Like, yeah, the crab is soft inside, but you're leading with those pinchers for sure. So while you're healing, there's something that you're slowly working on, even if you don't realize it. Here is the key. Be mindful of how you're moving, not just to exclude things from your life, but make sure you're thinking about what you do want in your life. I think you may be focusing on what you don't want in your life. And not, like, I'm not saying, like, even, like, law of attraction, like, oh, because you're thinking about that's what you're gonna get. I'm saying, like, you think about that so much that you have these thought patterns that you become how to describe this to you in a way that you feel like you can align with. Nobody wants to think this way about themselves. Least of all you, Virgo. Smell some strawberry oil here. Where you may be worried about letting energies like that into your life, somebody who's controlling, demanding, just like overbearing, be careful of not becoming that yourself. Even if you're not looking to be in any sort of romantic relationship ever again, fine. You like being alone, fine. But to accomplish anything from getting a job to having a car to getting a house to, you have to participate in society with other people and think about the way you're working on yourself. Okay. I don't know how else to put that, but like, you don't want to be known as that guy. Like, the worst attributes of the Knight of Wands. Like a total tyrant in your life. That's not what you want. And that's not the highest that you're capable of. You have some bad memories of some people who did use you, and you are hurting, and it is important to look at the past and establish good boundaries. And I'm trying to think of a healthy way to do this without becoming this. Let me see. You don't want to be a loner who's like really not just like doing self-care, but thought of as selfish with their emotions. Like not just setting boundaries, but is ruthless and self-centered and like demanding in a bad way. Like somebody who is judgmental and intolerant of others. You want to be somebody who is secure enough in yourself, who sets good boundaries for yourself without imposing too much on others, like moving differently in your life instead of forcing other people to move a certain way. Warm, not scorching. Because it will affect your life negatively. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see if I can get my legs to go right before I get to Libra and the rest of the sign. Can I balance this out, Libra? work on my body position and balance myself out so my legs don't fall asleep. Hold on. Okay, Libra, I think I'm ready. What? Okay. I usually look while I'm shuffling to see what kind of energies I'm shuffling and like, what is this? Libra. What kind of energy is that? Are you going towards something that you're not really into, or are you just insecure about what you're going to? What is that? I gotta go towards my dreams, is what I'm feeling when I'm hearing. I'm trying to build a staircase to heaven, is what I'm hearing. Libra. Okay, what is this? But there's like either a fear of rejection or an energy of rejection in doing so. What is this? There's a sneaking away. What is this? I feel like you have to like work really hard at your dreams. Like you're toiling for your dreams. You feel like you have to set yourself apart. You have to guard yourself. You have to do all these like impossible things to move towards your dreams as well. Like you feel like you have to force it. Yeah. Libra. What is this battle? I'm scared if I don't, everything's going to fall apart. My family, my marriage, my job. Might be some like performance anxiety here. And there might also be a feeling like you have to maintain like a vibe about it. Or also you feel like it'll put people off. Yeah. There's like a emotional and mental like mind F here to keep things together. It's like a game. Like, what is this? Not really much. Like, you're forcing it. You're forcing it. What is this? All right. Anyway, let's check it out. What's going on, Libra? All right. Are you either you're trying to impress somebody or not let somebody know that you have this like performance anxiety? Like a fake it till you make it vibe. But like you feel almost superstitious about if they see a crack that they're not going to believe in you either. Like if they see you doubting yourself, they're not gonna. What's happening here? I see there's a commitment here. There's a choice that's made. I also see the Tower, the Five of Swords, the Knight of Wands, running around like a chicken with its head cut off. What is going on, Libra? This has to do with some kind of agreement, some kind of stable agreement where we're supposed to be working together with the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Wands and passion and with money. With the Two of Cups and the Devil, this is a binding agreement. There are expectations. And your approach to this is fake it till you make it because you're afraid of what will happen if you don't. You're scared if you don't believe in yourself, they won't believe in you either. There's something about this connection that feels stressful and one-sided. And I think that's where the Tower comes up. What's going on, Libra? Is it self-doubt? Like, what is happening here? Well, something really hurt before and you're trying to get over it now. You're trying to avoid it now. You're trying to be happy. You don't want the Three of Swords anymore. You don't want restriction in relationships anymore. You want the Ace of Cups. Okay, that's good. But here's the Ten of Swords. So what is sabotaging this? We got the Five of Swords, and then we get the Ten of Swords. Now, what kind of mind game is sabotaging this? Because it's underneath the Tower, too. I'm getting, like, a sword story of, like, trying to win. Trying to kind of play a mind game with the other, like I said, fake it till you make it, but then having self-doubt with the Seven of Swords and kind of recovering that as best you can, which usually leads to, like, not the best ways of doing things. And then we got the conclusion of sabotage here. Let me think of how I could put this in a way that would be helpful. It seems like the fake it till you make it mentality that I'm seeing here. Like, you want to be happy. This I want to be happy, that's good. Follow that. But the way it's going right now, I'm worried about this. The strategies you are using to fake it while you make it might sabotage your situation. You're creating a sword story with this. Not a Ten of Cups upright, but instead what you're creating with this is a Nine of Cups reversed. Like, you're trying to avoid past heartaches, past betrayals, but the way you're navigating, making your dreams come true, building a staircase to heaven, all this staircase to heaven, stairway to what? Stairway to heaven, Libra? Are you serious? Anyway, the effort you're putting into, the way you're going about it, watch your ass, because what you're doing is you're building a story of self-sabotage, because it's gonna become more like I kind of saw this in a different way with Virgo, which I resonated with, where you focus on yourself so much that you become, and in this way it's a little different. This, I feel like your strategy is what is going to sabotage you. so focused on this betrayal, this heartbreak, this Three of Swords, this sorrow, that it ends up being recreated in a different way. Like, and I also get the feeling like somebody's watching you all the time too. Like the fake it till you make it thing and being unsure. And like Knight of Wands with running around with his head cut off. I feel like somebody's watching you, and you feel, like I said, performance anxiety. Are you going to do the right thing? Are you going to, you know, and you feel like you're going to end up feeling like you have to hide some things and play mind games to make this work. But in doing so, that's going to create patterns that lead to sabotage and betrayal all over again. And the Tower, by way of swords, like the Five of Swords is underneath that. Knight of Swords is underneath, yeah, because you feel stuck and you feel like you want to fight back. Like you care about this person, you like this person now, but the more you stay in this energy to strategize your dreams coming true, the more you do it this way, the more you're messing yourself over in the long run with this. Just change your approach. Watch out for that. That's weird. I'm seeing like somebody watching another person. I'm seeing like, you know, when somebody's watching you and you're trying to do something but your hands are shaky and you're like still, you want to look confident, but you know that person's watching you and you care about how that person thinks of you. And it looks like there's a lot at stake here. It looks like you're tied into a situation monetarily. And I'm seeing cups here. Something in this situation makes you feel uneasy. And there could be like a boss figure, or like some of you, it might be some like feminine energy you're trying to impress that is, you have performance anxiety and it's messing you up. Like, but you're trying so hard to like do it. Dude. Just change your strategy and you'll be fine. I know this matters and this is good and this will be fine. Just change your strategy. If this seems like it's getting to a place where you have to lie to cover yourself to look good to this person or another person or anything like that, if you feel like you find yourself not acting, and maybe that's part of the performance anxiety too, acting with integrity, or acting with integrity, I don't know, yeah. Like, something is really not easy like that. I don't know. What is going on, Libra? Like, are you taking a test? Like, what is this? Take a deep breath. Go outside. Go for a walk. Take a breath. Know that to this person, they see you as independent, they see you as stable, they see you as magnetic, and they see you as attractive. Go for a walk, take a deep breath, and figure out how to not sabotage yourself with your approach. Like, What you wanted was this Empress energy, this receptive and like empowering energy. But what's happening here is really disempowering. It's going to send you into a spiral of like bad patterns of behavior. You don't want to be trapped in those patterns of behavior where you have to keep on defending yourself. Change your perspective on a situation. You've had enough of that. So, like, release yourself from any patterns like that. If you want something different, make sure you're doing something different. And I feel like you are trying. Like, that's part of the anxiety. Like, this feels really anxious. There's a lot at stake if it doesn't go right. If this person doesn't see you as this or that or the other thing, there's a lot at stake. I think I gave you the only advice I could give you for this situation. I'm going to move on to Scorpio. Good luck. Hey, if you're invested, they must be invested too, right? That should count for something. Alright. They might be very fixated on a certain aspect of life, though, perhaps. Maybe it's just a temporary anxiety. Maybe you're just trying to see it through this one stretch of time for a specific purpose. Alright. Alright. Scorpio. So what's going on with your job, Scorpio? You're really focused on it. And you feel guided to do whatever you're doing. Trying to let go of something. Are you got a new job? Because this was kind of... Trying to turn into something else. Trying to get back on your feet. Five of Pentacles reversed. Alright, Scorpio, let's see. I'm not even done shuffling yet. Yeah. Looks like you are trying to take a new direction, and that makes sense for the Scorpio eclipse. Are you sneaking away? Oh gosh. What you're looking forward to in the future, Scorpio, while you're sneaking away and you're not exactly sure of how you want to do things or how you're capable. Like, again, I'm getting self-doubt with the Seven of Swords. A little bit of self-doubt surrounding any behavior here. But anyway, I got the Queen of Wands. So here, you're sitting pretty, but you're looking forward to future heartbreak and fighting. Like, oh my gosh, what is this? And what is this? Is it a necessary evil, Scorpio? Yeah, because you have bigger plans. And it's not that you don't care, you're just trying to get yourself unstuck. You're trying to get you're focused on refilling your cup. And that means changing some mental patterns, and that means letting some stuff go. And that means, but you're still kind of worried about this. You're still kind of worried about this. But more than you're worried about this, you're worried about your own little security. You're willing to make some sacrifices, but you do still care. You're aware of your situation, and some of the things you might have to do might upset yourself and those around you, is what I'm getting with the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands. There's a lot unsettled with that. But you're doing it to refill your cup, to your mental and emotional health. You need that. You know, that's a resource that is important to you. But because you have feelings in this situation, I feel like it's not just like you're looking at what's about to happen and how bad that's going to be. Like, look. Like, what have I created here? I feel like because you see this happening in the future, going from the Three of Swords to the Five of Wands, oh my God. And you do care. This is to break your own patterns of self-sabotage, which I'm seeing with the Libra. Libra had some issues with patterns of self-sabotage, but I say so here because of the Eight of Swords reverse. You're trying to change some things and let some things go. You know that this is going to happen. You do still care. You still have to let it happen in some ways, but I think there are going to be some surprising things that you do because you do care. Like you see with the Page of Cups. Like, this isn't a situation where if you look back, you'll just be stuck there. Like, I think it's more of like, does it have to be the worst way it can go? Let me see. Damage control. Being for yourself, but not ruthless to others, is an energy here. Having the idea that when I'm able to fill my cup, it's no problem to offer to others. Like, look, you got the Ace of Cups, and then you got the... Like, I feel like, yeah, this... I see this, but there's a greater purpose for it all. And when I'm on better, and when I'm in better emotional health, when I'm in better mental health, when I'm in better financial health, the Queen of Pentacles here, I'm more able to make better situations around me. That's what I'm getting with these cards. You don't want to totally be, you don't want to feel emotional and like sabotage yourself here. Like, there's an awareness of past patterns that kept you, like mentalities that kept you not serving yourself here. And going toward what you want and what you feel like you are meant to do. I think that's also caught up here with the Eight of Swords reversed. Something is inevitable. You have feelings about it. Parts of this are necessary. Parts of this are going to go surprisingly well. Parts of this you're going to have a hand in here. You're looking at something and you're seeing a few aspects of it. I feel like something's going on here. Moving on from something that didn't feel fair is what might be that Five of Wands energy. Because you want to go with your heart here. You're trying to align your thoughts with your purpose. And you're trying to make sure that your waters are calm through this. Like, the fixed signs are really trying to, like, do what they need to do mindful. Like, I really feel like you guys are trying to act on your own behalf and your own self-interest, but I feel like you're very aware of the people around you. Two of Cups, Two of Wands. Agreements, contracts, working with others, choosing a direction. Something that'll last a long time. Something that has humble beginnings that you feel like can pay off in the long run. Something you feel like aligns with who you are and what you're here to do. But you know you're not alone in doing it, and it's hard to let go of some things with the Devil and the Four of Pentacles here. There are some things you're really attached to. There are some things you're happy. I'm hearing that too. There are some things you're very happy to let go of. There are parts of it that, yeah. There is somebody in particular you're happy to not have to deal with anymore. A past contract with somebody. There was emotions, there was passion, there was working together for, like, monetarily. It did not go well. You might see this person as unstable. You do not mind. This person made you angry sometimes. You do not mind breaking from that. But I don't think, like, I'm not seeing a lot of majors. I feel like Even though it's an eclipse and stuff like that, and it's in your sign, I'm surprised to see how much control of the situation you do have. How much influence and how many decisions you are able to make within this situation, even though it is an eclipse. I'm not seeing a lot of like, oh, the universe is handling this, or you have no or like anything like that. It's not like you don't have a choice. You have a choice. You had to maybe make some hard choices. You may have had to take action where you've held back before and change some patterns. That's what I see for you, Scorpio. Lots of sticks here. You got a lot of wands. It's about passion. I see a lot of yellow too. You're just trying to go towards your purpose. You're trying to move mountains. You're trying to be disciplined in your decision making. Trying to build something that's going to last. You're trying to regain some power. Well, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Okay, Sagittarius. You have it knowing about something. You might be keeping secrets about your finances, Sag. Sagittarius. You have some bad feelings about the connections you're in with the lovers and the customers. I'm hearing crumbling castle. You listen to King Gizzard. There's a song called Crumbling Castle from King Gizzard. And I'm hearing that. Alright. Yeah, you have some worries about some agreements and some like the way things are done. You're how cliche is this for Sagittarius? You're stuck in like a rigid situation and you have some thoughts about it. It does not sit well with you. Whereas Scorpio felt empowered, you do not feel empowered by the structure. Yeah, agreements. But you do feel like you are where you're supposed to be, but it does feel uncomfortable. Again, we got the... Yeah. There's some conflict here. There's some emotional conflict. And I see you working with others. We got 5, we got 2. Fight and change. You're fighting change. You're fighting order. You're fighting structure. You're holding back from moving on. You feel stuck. You're holding back from moving on. You're purposely not looking at things so you don't move on. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it ain't over yet. What is this? It ain't over till she sings, so. There's a portal you're supposed to move through here. And kind of like Cancer's reading, there's something you don't want to let go of. But with the King of Swords here, like, look at this. It's not just you in the situation. You have somebody else that you have to, like, deal with. It's not easy for you to deal with this person. And you're looking at your lack. You don't feel like this person's going to have your back. You don't feel like this person's going to have your own interest in their mind. You feel like this person's more concerned about the bottom line. Sagittarius, this eclipse might be shaking up your physical world. You feel like you have to answer to other people in this. And it's having you focus on things and making you feel certain ways that you don't like. This is an uncomfortable eclipse for you, possibly. Heart sinking kind of thing going on here. Like you feel like something is meant to be, but you wonder why it is for you. Like, okay. You're having a hard time trusting the process of this situation, and it's keeping you stuck because you're having to focus on things that are making you uncomfortable. You don't want to deal with this King of Swords. I'm hearing this King of Swords pisses you off. I'm hearing there's too much this King of Swords won't factor in. There's too much that this King of Swords won't look at. And it's all you can look at. Here. But it doesn't seem to matter in the situation. And that's frustrating for you, and you're having a hard time moving on from that. You're having a hard time taking the lesson and seeing how this is going to help you in any way. You're having a hard time accepting that the situation is okay going this way. That the universe would support the situation going this way. And you can only focus on this, you know? Like, nobody else cares. Why don't you care about, like, you know? And the more the universe refuses to focus on the thing you're focusing on, the more agitated you're getting. The more frustrated and the more alienated you feel in your environment. This is difficult for you, Sagittarius. But there is a release. The release may benefit you in some uncomfortable ways that you might never be okay with. It might not feel worth it. You might never feel empowered by it. The storm's going to rearrange some things that kind of makes parts of life a different, like, it might be like this fucking storm uproots a tree, and it's like this little tree makes you go a different way out of the woods because now the tree is gone, or maybe something, you know, and it seems so small and stupid and like just kind of pushes you in a new direction that you can't ever appreciate it. Like how this may have benefited you because it was like it doesn't seem necessary. Like it seemed like it could have gone that way. Like, you know, and you're stuck on that. You're like, yeah, but was it necessary? But was it necessary? And you can't stand this person that you have to deal with. Right. Anyway. They do not care about the same things you care about. There's a lot you have to let go. And you just feel stuck. Hold back from communicating it and heal a little bit. See what you can do to heal your mind. What you need to do is focus on work. Really get into work. Like really. Put all of that into work. That's all you're asked to do. That'll free you from this feeling of powerlessness and lack. Work yourself into a position where you don't have to make compromises and you can do what you want. You don't have to deal with like people with two faces. You don't have to defend yourself all the time. Work to empower yourself. That's all you can do right now. You're not ever going to like how this situation is, but don't let the strife, get in the way of your coin. Don't let your passion, like, undercut what you're working for, you know? Don't sabotage yourself by putting your passion in the wrong place, Sagittarius. What you need to do is, yeah, be into money for a minute. Be into money because you need it. Because, I mean, if you put that passion towards things you're upset about in regards to, like, focus on making money, not at who you're mad at. Turn your anger into coins. You're frustrated because you don't see how this is going to help you financially either. Like, that's another thing. You have an internal struggle. How is this even helping me financially? Just keep working at it. To go from the uncertainty of the 7, there's always a little bit of doubt with the 7 because it's not as stable as the 6. It's a little iffy. You have to have faith. But you want to get to the 9, right? So you got to go to the 8 and the 9. You just got to go through it. You got to wait. You got to kind of like trust that you have to have faith with the 7s. Because here you got the 10. You're asked to take an energy that you have about one thing and apply that energy to another thing. You're asked to accept things that you will never understand or like. Or I'm hearing, I do understand, like, yeah, you understand, like, but you don't like them. Like, you don't understand why you have to go through, like, you know? Like, you understand why this person is this way, but that doesn't mean you understand why people have to go through this. So, all you can do is try to take that and make it into something else, something you can work with. That's all you're asked to do, is focus on that and put your passion where it's going to help you, even if it feels like it's even if it feels like what's even the point of this situation. Feel stacked against you. And shady as manipulative. Yeah. Alright, so you will get your justice in the situation. You will be making your dreams come true in the darkness of the situation, even though you feel stuck in this kind of mental and emotional turbulence. For some of you, Saturn has something to do with this. I'm seeing Saturn all over this. Like, not everybody likes working with Saturn. They're malefic, you know. But I'm getting Saturn Venus here, and it's just like, do what you can to work with it. It may seem like some bullshit small thing that you think could have been done a different way, like it seems redundant, but you will get your justice. The wheel will turn in your favor. There will be something significant, important, and empowering through this process. There will be, in retrospect, because something with the visuals here of the star and justice for some reason, I'm getting the idea of it's like the light of the star and the way that justice is holding it. the scales. It's like I'm getting an idea of, like, in retrospect, you're not going to appreciate the situation, but you are going to change your situation. Like, there, and not just you, because with Justice and the Star, like, you're working with energies you can't really control. Like, something in you is going to shine and align. And it might feel so natural and faded and like destiny that you never appreciate the situation where it moved. That's like that, this horrible storm that killed 7 and like knocked over this tree just so that like you could see the clearing through that tree and take a different way. Like, it seems insignificant. Like, you could have just gone a different way and still got there. Just what you take. I get it. I get it. But, like, was it necessary? But it happened, except there's a tiny clearing that was made. And whether or not it was necessary is debatable, but it no longer matters. Like, that's not even, like, you can't argue it. It's not. Okay, the Empress came out. That's good. And the Star. I am substance, and the one who has no substance, do not be ignorant of me. This has something to do with how people will remember who you are. So yeah, make sure not to put those passions in the wrong places. Just focus on what you need to focus on now. Use it as fertilizer. Do what you gotta do. Okay. Capricorn. I'm already at 2 hours. Uh-oh. You're trying not to see what is happening, Capricorn. Something is being done. There's a judgment being made. Something is being called. People are called to do things, and you are blocking it out, Capricorn. You are holding back. You are not saying things. You are not trying to steer the situation in any way. You are 2 of Swords. I don't know, 5 of Pentacles. Come on now. Something really does feel upended. For some of you, it could be a job situation. People are being called to move to different places or something like that with the Judgment. And I'm seeing just the Pentacles just totally out of sorts here. People are being moved around. There might be losses of income. There might be an ICU just trying to, you know. Stay seated firmly on the ground without being distracted by any of that. Trying to keep your water still. with the change in times, the moon up there. You are trying to keep the balance of you're trying to ground your emotions and your thoughts. Yeah, definitely every pentacle card is reversed. But what you're doing is you're making sure that you have a plan to do something new. What was happening before is no longer working. That crop was destroyed, and you're coming up with new ideas. You're finding a new way. The Magician and the Ace of Pentacles. This might feel faded. This is something that's meant to start you on a new path. It's not something that makes you happy. You're not seeing how this is going to align with who you are. But I do see a fair bit of yellow here. The sun is present. Yeah, again, now the Three of Pentacles are reversed. Could be like not working with a certain manager, not working with a certain your position in the events has changed with the Three of Pentacles reversed and the Empress. You're just watching the tower come down. Musical chairs, I'm hearing. At work. Things aren't going in the material world, and the things you like to focus on aren't going to plan. Things aren't being done the way they're usually done. This does not feel comfortable. But, gosh, you got the Hierophant here, you got the Tower here. But, I mean, you got the Magician and the Ace of Pentacles. You got the Empress. And I think you know that this is faded, but you just need to hold your ground. You need to keep your emotions and your thoughts balanced through the changing times. You don't have to look too closely at things. You just need to trust in your own grounding and balance to see you through it. And that's how you're kind of making the water, the earth, the swords, the air work for you for this new opportunity, I feel like. It's essential that you stay grounded and balanced. I think that's where you're putting your attention. And to others, it might look like you're shutting down and closing off while all this is going on. You might be called back to a situation with somebody you've known before in this new shuffle. You're not totally comfortable with what's going on either. Again, we've got the Sun reversed. You're not sure how this aligns with who you are. And the Hierophant again. The Hierophant keeps coming up. There are structures and traditions that it's like, this is not the way it's done, and you're just trying to let it go to keep your mind balanced. You feel uneasy about it because this is not how we do things. But you're just trying to go with it. Nothing else you can do. Yeah, you feel like somebody around you is also not balanced, and you're trying to juggle and maneuver around that. You feel like somebody in this situation might not be working with you in fair and balanced way. They might be more emotional. They might be a little too in their emotions. They might be a little selfish. And so to deal with the instability, with the emotions and the material stuff going around, yeah, there's a strong message to just hold your grounding. Hold your ground. Stay grounded no matter what happens through this. It's your will that's going to get you through this. In my weakness, do not forsake me. Do not be afraid of my power. Shaman. While this change and shuffling is going on around you, you're just working with the energy. You're just sitting, holding your ground. And maybe that's also why the Hierophant keeps coming. You know how the Hierophant seems like not immovable. What do I want to say? Immovable. You're called to remain unflappable through these changes. Yeah. You know that eventually it's going to come back around. Here's the Nine of Pentacles. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. You know what you have to do to get through this situation. I think other people around you are really concerned, super concerned, and you're observing that. But you're just kind of rooting yourself where you are and taking on a mentality of, that's how you're kind of using this to like form something solid, is by being solid within, like being grounded and balanced within. You think will manifest a material reality that is such. That's what I have. Man, the Tower is coming out for the Cardinals, huh? Okay, so now we got Aquarius. What's going on, Aquarius? Oof, messages of sneaking off, breaking contracts, feeling stuck, and kind of, it could be a housing thing. Aquarius, something's over with, the cycle's done. And you might be in it to come out of this the best way you can to deal with it. Yeah, you've been observing a situation. Interesting. It's like you caught wind of two people talking about how somebody feels stuck. And some people, yeah, like somebody feels stuck in an unfortunate situation. Somebody feels stuck at the shit end of a deal here. There's like somebody who's more concerned about the bottom line, and there's somebody who's more concerned about, like, how everybody's doing. And there's kind of like a disconnect there. And it's creating kind of a toxic environment. Gosh. Because there are certain things within the situation that people just won't let go of emotionally. And it's making the whole thing a bad time. And I think you really care about somebody in this situation, and you really do want there to be healing. You really do want something good to happen in this situation. You want a happy ending to this story. Somebody feels stuck in this situation, and they kind of made these patterns themselves. And there's a feeling of take responsibility for your emotions and your thought patterns. Because this is what they've built. But saying that, like, because look, see how he's like looking away? You do care about this person, but if you say that, it seems like you don't care about this person to them. And it makes the environment pretty toxic, and it upsets people and things that you care about. Like, you do have emotions in this situation, and your judgment of this person you care about, I don't know. Okay, I see the wheel kind of spinning here on the table. And you kind of see this as a way to free them so they could see the situation clearly. You do want the situation to turn around. You do care about this person. And you're thinking, well, if I just, like, tell them, and the passion that you have for them in this situation comes out, and it's not taken the way you want it to be taken, though. And I think it will further stuck and also alone is what I'm hearing. And although you do care about this person, that puts you off. And, like, the way they're looking at each other, too, like, he's looking straight ahead through this, and she's just staring right at him. She's, like, looking for emotion. Like, I know she's supposed to be staring at this, right? But she's staring at him, and she's, like, tuning into any sort of emotional cue she can gather, because, like, he is so, you know, like, there is none. So she's trying to read into, because she's used to reading into situations, she's trying to read him, and that might be why. Careful with your communication. Remember that this person may feel sad about their situation, although that they... Okay. Some people see the situation as it is. Some people are aware of their thought patterns. They are aware of their emotions and what is being built up, but they are still sad about a situation. Sometimes taking that responsibility doesn't make somebody feel better about the situation, you know? And some situations can't be fixed by doing that. Some situations are kind of controlled by other things. We don't always find ourselves in a empowering position during interactions with others in our environment. People should take responsibility for themselves. But sometimes bad things do happen to careful people. And this almost feels like, too, like an intolerance for weakness. Be careful. And I know, yeah, I'm an Aquarius. Of course you're going to say that, but I see it here. My other reads for Aquarius back before were like, not like this. You want them to learn to create an emotional environment that they could grow in, an emotional environment of growth, where they are empowered, where they're in control of their emotions and their destiny, right? I get it. I get it. But we don't all have the same assignment here. Things are sticky in some areas of life. Okay. Sorry, I was kind of like reading the cards. Yeah, this person really might be feeling down about what's going on. I feel like you're talking with somebody about a situation. Like, I feel like you're talking with somebody through a situation. This feels like secondhand. Like, this doesn't... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Be careful with your words. In the shuffle, I'm seeing cards where people are guarded, where feelings are hurt, where people are blocked because of fighting. Like, don't hit that hornet's nest. Don't do it. Don't poke the bear. If you care about this person, like, make sure that they know it by your actions. Because they're looking at you and trying to read you. Come together instead of, like, alienating each other here. You can't move on if you're stuck fighting in a connection. To get through this, to make this work for you, it's not going to level up. It's not going to move forward until you could get over this sort of conflict. Working through conflict is an important part of this cycle. Are you able to make what is important to this person important to you? Are you able to focus on the same thing that this person is concerned about? Can you see it? Can you see why this person feels like so much is at stake? Can you also focus on, is this important to you as well? Because they might need to know that. And when big changes happen, when things end, when disappointing situations occur, they might need to know that. And you'll do well to show it. Because they're looking at you, Aquarius. They are looking at you. They are looking hard, too. They're trying to read you. So come with, I am in